We tried to build trust by demanding a guarantee of perfection. In high-stakes environments like homeless shelters or recovery houses, insisting your leaders will never make a mistake creates a brittle foundation. A stronger foundation starts with an uncomfortable admission. I will let you down. My good intentions will not erase the pain I cause. The only honest promise a person can make is that when the failure happens, they will stay present to fix it. This approach is tested daily at the ROF Academy. Instructors like Valerie don't stand at the front of the room pretending to be flawless. She uses her own catastrophic oversights as the curriculum. Because human beings are guaranteed to cause harm, a community survives on its capacity to make amends. Attempting to avoid failure is wasted energy. Before you can fix a break, you have to realize it happened. But in environments defined by constant trauma, these fractures become invisible. Valerie taught a rehabilitation course inside a prison. During one of her evening sessions, a student stabbed another inmate. Guards rushed in with handcuffs. A stretcher carried a bleeding man out the door. Through all of this, Valerie simply kept teaching her lesson. She describes this state as being lost and loaded. Years of chronic exposure to violence had disabled her internal rupture detector. The chaos was so familiar, her mind didn't even register the attack as an emergency. Valerie's notes trace a different path, abandoning the illusion of perfection to focus on the aftermath. Share honestly, listen intently, rebuild trust, make amends, repair your harm. Transformation isn't a sudden flash. It's the grueling labor of planting seeds in the ashes. You cannot repair a fracture you refuse to see. The first step in surviving a moral catastrophe is regaining the sobriety to notice the rupture in the first place. An hour after Valerie's session, another instructor named Chris steps in to offer a counterweight. While Valerie focuses on processing past damage, Chris teaches how to keep our perception from failing us in the present moment. He starts by throwing the room into what he calls the binary trap. He presents a scenario. A woman hits a man. Should he hit back? The human ego wants to categorize the answer into a simple right or wrong. Chris's whiteboard reveals a refusal to play by a two-column moral universe. The phrase, "need more info," is wedged directly into the dividing line. Demanding context creates a third column. It forces a wedge against the ego and dismantles the illusion of moral certainty. Shoving complex human behavior into rigid checkboxes is a defensive reflex. We do it to feel safe, but it destroys our ability to understand each other before a conversation even starts. The theory is tested when a live crisis interrupts the lesson. A house manager calls in, spiraling over a bounced check from a shelter resident, leading to emergency calls and a fracturing community. The manager is falling into the exact trap Chris just described. He is missing crucial facts, so he fills in the blanks with impulsive, paranoid judgments about why the resident's payment failed. Instead of pausing the curriculum, Chris turns the manager's panic into a live demonstration of the third column. He stops the manager from retaliating and forces him to gather the missing context first. This diagram illustrates the structural solution Chris provides to keep this from happening again. He redefines leadership. A director shouldn't act as a frontline rule enforcer. Minor conflicts must be resolved locally so that only the severe crises escalate to a central anchor point. Systemic chaos stems from reacting without context. Operational stability demands that we stop to inquire before we attempt to judge. Over the span of a single morning, these two sessions combine into a single protocol. Chris demonstrates the necessity of humility before claiming certainty, and Valerie shows us how to repair the damage when that certainty fails. The fantasy of the perfect moral actor has no utility here. Goodness lives in the active, messy presence of repair. This requires abandoning what ROFA calls the military scratch, a disciplined, self-reliant facade humans use to mask their refusal to feel pain or need others. Dropping that facade is terrifying, but resilience means rejecting the urge to tap out, and instead choosing to tap in, admitting you are overwhelmed and asking your community for help. Human strength is not found in pretending we are too sturdy to break the bridge. It is found in having the courage to stay present in the rubble, look at the damage we caused, and rebuild it together.